ആലിലത്തുണ്ടല്ലയോ ഞാൻ, ആലിലത്തുണ്ടല്ലയോ നിന്റെ കാൽപാദത്തിനോർമ്മയിൽ മാത്രമാണ് എൻ്റെ ഈ ജന്മസഞ്ചാരം. എൻ്റെ ജീവാണുവിലോരോന്നിലും സദാ നീ ഒരാൾ ഗുരുവായൂരപ്പ, നീ ഒരാൾ ഗുരുവായൂരപ്പ.
Basically the new website of our Jnana Shakti ashram. So I call upon Swamiji, and this light, if somebody can off. Yes, thank you. So so I invite Dr. Ji to please come and click on the lamp so that the new website will be launched officially today. Jnana Shakti ashram for all of you. Let's give a big round of applause. So we invite all of you to please check on the website. It is jshakti.org. Please go, have a look at it, and please share your feedback. So I also request Swamiji to say a few words at this occasion.
When you reach home or later on after this session, you may see all the features of this new website, J Shakti, J for Jnana, jnanashakti.org. jshakti.org. But right now, let me say a few words. This ashram of Hawaii Forum was opened on January 15, about little more than 3 months ago. And these are some pictures of the inauguration. Our own Dr. Nagaraju, the president of Suvarnamukhi Ashram, which most of you have seen, had come as the chief guest, and he opened the ashram. There was a modest strength who attended the function. And this website is a new website. We have always had a website called fawai.org. That continues. That is generally about the trust. And this is specially about the Jnana Shakti ashram. It's in running condition, it's functional. Anyone coming to Bombay or Pune can plan to drop in, stay a day or two at the Jnana Shakti ashram. Now, there are some pictures of how it is now. Some more work is going on. For the power of Jnana. When you have Jnana, right knowledge, from the Gita, the Upanishads and so on, it has the power to transform your life. It is generally thought that the world gives us troubles. As we get spiritual knowledge, we find that it is our ignorance or our mental impurities, our spiritual immaturity that are causing sorrow. So, Jnana Shakti name was chosen to convey that meaning, that with the right Jnana, drawn from the scriptures, you will have the power to change your life and to bring about healthy change outside also. So can you go to the pictures of the present ashram? Those pictures you showed were of the inauguration. You go to ashram. So there is a hall with 70 capacity on the further down you should see. These are again back to inauguration. This is a row of 10 rooms in the middle, where if you come you will stay. They are spacious rooms. Some touch-ups around are pending. Go further down, is there a full picture of the 2 Acharya cottages and one? These are the 2 Acharya cottages. One is myself, another is any acharya coming as a resource person. So if a bunch of you come and Dr. Hegde comes, he will be in the second acharya cottage. That is a resource person. He will conduct some programs. What I mean is it's a orange-clad Swami from Rishikesh could be the second acharya, resource person, or somebody like Dr. Hegde, some people among you also, who have something precious to share and conduct some sessions. By the way, the Shakti wing of the program, that will include even some programs on modern topics like emotional intelligence or communication skills or how to handle anger. And there will be 2 sessions, how to handle anger. Maybe one of us, if Dr. Hegde and I were to conduct it, one session I will conduct how to handle our own anger. Dr. Hegde will talk on how to handle everybody's anger, including maybe spouses, I don't know. So it's a wide range of topics on which we will be having programs. So that is the 2 acharya cottages, and then down at the middle is the 10 rooms, and then there is of course a temporary dining hall and kitchen. It's a 3.5 acres campus, and sometime or the other you should all plan to come, attend a retreat, or between retreats also you can come and just stay there in quietude. To 20 days out of 30 days I am there. Nowadays I follow a 20 to 10 formula. 20 days I am at the ashram, 10 days I travel to various places. That various places sometimes is Bengaluru. All of you are Bengalurians. Any question on Jnana Shakti? But please do look at this website later on your mobile. Shakti, S-H-A-K-T-I, not K-T-H-I. S-H-A-K-T-I. So this should be all right. So we are very glad. We thank Dr. Hegde for launching this website. We will convey this to all the members of Hawaii Forum spread across the world. They will know that a second website is available, especially to report retreats held and to announce new retreats coming up. Right now, 1.5 months, it is too hot there. Our retreats will start in the second half of June actually. Okay. Om Namah Shivaya. What is Tattvamasi? We must not look at Tattvamasi as one more information to be gathered, as some philosophical knowledge about which we can talk over coffee or tea. While at a certain phase of our spiritual journey, we do study the Vedanta like any other subject. Really speaking, when we get to know the true message, you will realize that Tattvamasi is a wake-up call. Tattvamasi is totally different from millions of do's and don'ts, millions of other revealing statements. You have a statement, fire is hot. Fire is hot doesn't ask you to do anything. There is a statement, sun rises in the east. You will not ask, so what should I do? No, you are not asked to do anything. It is information. In some sense, Tattvamasi is a revelation. You are that. No action expected. But Tattvamasi, you are that, is a cut above millions or billions of statements that we use in our mundane world. Tattvamasi, if understood properly, has the capacity, by merely understanding, it can transform us from someone bound to someone who is free, bound by various entanglements, attachments, various fears about what may happen tomorrow, various forms of regret. Oh my, I did this mistake. I am a sinner. I am so foolish. I must get better. Let me tell you, even this whole material of self-improvement gets simply irrelevant when you understand Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi is not about self-improvement. You may get confused now. Oh, we have been attending all these classes for self-improvement. That's fine, your intention is good. But actually, if there is self-improvement, then there is a self which is down here and then it has to go up there, etc. But Tattvamasi is a revelation where, seriously, it says, you don't need any improvement. Tattvamasi, even that little simple Sanskrit is Tattvam Asi. Asi means what? You are. If you are that Satchit, if you are that Satchidananda, then what are you going to improve? You want to improve that Ananda to a little higher Ananda. The Ananda, which Dr. Hegde also highlighted, is already unlimited bliss. The Ananda, the Chit, the Sat have no boundaries. In fact, what led to the statement or the expression Satchidananda is the original statement in Taittiriya where the words used are Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. In Ananta you want to make improvement? Impossible. In Ananta you can neither cause any cutting, reduction or cause any increase. Tattvamasi is a mind-blowing statement. And all you need is not more scholarship, philosophical scholarship. With due respect to it, it can be a stepping stone. It can be sometimes a good exercise. But in Tattvamasi, all you need is drawing all your capacity of attention to what is going on in your life. If you see the operation of the mind, if you see the games that your mind plays, if you carefully notice that in every situation of sorrow in your life, there is really one side of factors causing sorrow and another side, it is a sense of I that is making possible that sorrowful experience. The sense of I, if I think of myself as a very rich man and then I notice some people who have 100 times more of money with them, then I feel low, I feel hurt, I feel sad. Do you see? Those 100 people who have 10 times or 100 times more money than I have is one side of the story. On the other side, I am so much clinging to an idea. I am a rich man of this town. This idea is a mischief of the mind. You are being rich or poor, you are being old or young, you are being man or woman, all bundled together. Take 1,000 descriptions of yourself. Things like your academic qualification, things like number of languages you know, things like the games you have played, things like the countries you have visited. Put them all together. Put all of them and put it into a bucket. Then you will realize who you are. Generally, this Tattvamasi, points out to a truth of our being. That is in the background. And a number of worldly descriptions are pushing us around, tossing us up and down. Tattvamasi is a wake-up call. Put a stop to all the tyranny that your mind is doing to you. And please realize what you are here and now. God is now here. It came in the slides too. God is nowhere. This Brahman is nowhere, one may imagine, and one may get frustrated. But hold on, just increase your capacity to pay attention to whatever your mind is doing. The mind creates a sense of I am this, sometimes as I am good. Some other time it creates another sense, I am this, which is bad. Sometimes the mind says, what a failure you are in life, and you feel like crying. Sometimes the mind says, you are way better than so many others. Even if you are a failure, the others are 10 times bigger failure, That day we feel better. All this chatter of the mind, all this business of describing you and making you go up or down is actually in the domain of illusion. It is mithya. All of them are in the domain of the serpent that appears upon the rope. Don't say, I think even in that rope and snake example, half of the snake is real. No, the entire snake, from the tail to its mouth, the entire snake in that example is an illusion. In the rope, which is the truth, not even 1% of the snake exists. Likewise, friends, when you appreciate Tattvamasi, you will know that I am pure existence, Sat. No description of it. Once you describe, Sat means existence. Once you describe Sat, existence, then you get existence as a table, existence as a mountain, existence as a mother-in-law, existence as a rabbit. Existence as something has hijacked us. We are so much caught in existence as this or that, and we are asked to wake up to recognize pure existence, Sat. Ramana's work, Sat Darshanam, is the vision of the pure existence. For heaven's sake, take a break. Get away from described existence. I am the father, this is my daughter. I am the father, he said. I am the son and this is my father. Another description. I am an engineer and he is a doctor. Again you describe yourself. This labeling business, one physically, another qualification wise, third one status wise, fourth one, I am a long time spiritual aspirant. Oh, all these descriptions are the chatter of a disturbed mind, of a conditioned mind, of a programmed mind. And Tattvamasi says, look, you are that. What is that there? That means behind and beneath these descriptions, behind and beneath these labels, you actually are pure bliss. There is nothing that you need to do. If at all there is anything that you need to do, it is that you should understand that you don't need to do. Vedanta summed up is, you need to understand that there is no sorrow, no basis for sorrow. And that is possible when you revert, you return to your true home. And what is your true home? Your true home is pure awareness. From the height of awareness, which is called Chit or Chaitanya, you slipped. You slipped. Probably that is what they call in Christian mysticism the original sin. I am not a Christian scholar. You may discuss with your Christian friends. The original sin. Somehow it happened. You slipped. Adam and Eve sinned probably. They have their own details. Ramana Maharshi used to say the Christian symbol of cross is, if you have a vertical line, it is I. I am good, I am bad, I am successful, what I called countless descriptions. Put a horizontal line and strike it, negate it. I am none of those. Mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham. Nacha shotra jihve, nacha ghrana netre. Then what am I? After negating a million misconceptions which get into you, which make their way into you, which do a gate crash into you because of the society which we only have built, what happens is the descriptions hijack you. There is an undescribed and indescribable I in you, and realize that. In the sixth chapter of Chandogya Upanishad, there is an outline of this great teaching, as rightly said by previous speakers. Uddalaka, the father, instructs his son Shvetaketu on this Tattvamasi in 9 sections, from the 8th khanda all the way up to 16th khanda. 6th chapter, Shashtaha Adhyayaha, has 16 khandas. 8th to 16 is 9 khandas. Each of them ends with Tattvamasi. Not without any thought development. Each of them has a certain illustration. Each of them has a little bit of scenario. Against the backdrop of that scenario, the father says, "Oh my dear Saumya," the word comes, "Saumya, you are that which is not at all limited by any name and form, not limited by body. If you truly understand Tattvamasi, let me tell you, you may have AIDS, you may have cancer, you may be a terminally ill patient, you may be maybe in some other precarious and terrible condition. People come to console you, so sorry to see you in this condition. But if you have understood Tattvamasi, they came to console you, you will send them consoled. You will console people who try to cheer you up, because in the light of this understanding of Mahavakya, you are least worried. There was this Adam Osborne in Tiruvannamalai. He was the son of Arthur Osborne, who lived in company of Ramana Maharshi. And there is a famous picture, a group photograph, where Adam, maybe a 4-year-old boy, is standing next to Sri Ramana Maharshi. And then Ramana Maharshi dropped the body. Then Adam went and studied engineering, microprocessors, etc. He went to California, set up one company called Osborne Computers. He also wrote a series of books which I used to teach microprocessor when I was a lecturer in this Bengaluru Institute of Technology. Beautiful books. In fact, a lot of concepts of that electronics became clear to me myself after reading. And the latter part of his story is, after running a successful business in California, Silicon Valley, he wound up everything, sold everything. He came back to Tiruvannamalai, where his childhood was. He knew very good Tamil. In fact, in one of his English articles, he writes about himself. Naan varu velekaran, he says. I am just a worker. I just want to do seva. One sentence in Tamil. Now, what I want to especially tell about him is, he died a few years ago, maybe 15 years ago. He used to, there is an Osborne house in Tiruvannamalai. He had built a house his father had built. He used to come almost every evening when he was very unwell. He was on a wheelchair and his head is a little down. He looked very sick. You and I could be in that condition anytime. Nothing is permanent. Our body may go to very bad shape. Adam Osborne at childhood was by Maharshi, and in the middle went to the corporate world and did everything. Later on, totally surrendering to Maharshi and Arunachala. Came one evening on a wheelchair, and somebody who knew him was visiting Tiruvannamalai, saw Adam. That person felt so bad. Oh my God, this Adam was so handsome when I saw him last time. so wonderful looking, what has happened? So he came and said to Adam, who was on the wheelchair, Adam, I'm so sorry to see you in this condition. I'm so sorry. Adam, with some difficulty, is raising his head, with a feeble voice, says to that friend, what? Why should you feel sad? I am in bliss. The sentence he said was, I am in bliss. Let the body be damaged, injured, wounded. Let the mind suffer from lack of memory. We are all worried. Speakers and scholars like me get worried if second line of a shloka doesn't come to us immediately. Luckily, I have come a long way. I don't worry much. A little worry continues. There was a time in my early years of speaking, to remember a shloka was very important. Now, if I forget, I laugh at myself. Who cares? So, let the mind also lose a lot of its functionality. But if there is an insight in you, Vedanta is a matter of a liberating insight. If you have an insight in you, hey, wait a minute, let anything happen to the body. I don't care what people think about me. I know that irrespective of the condition of the body or the mind, I am that same light of consciousness. So Uddalaka conveys this to his son Shvetaketu. And in everyone, almost everyone, at the end it's a little trimmed version, but the main ending paragraph goes like this. Saya eshaha anima. You know the word anu. Anu means tiny, but more than tiny, anu means sukshma. Anu means subtle. You and I will not be able to recognize something subtle easily. Something gross, we immediately see. Even in some poem, even in some speech, even in some piece of art, we first see the big ones, hills or rivers. Then someone who knows that, or maybe the artist himself says, sir, just to see, there is a tiny bird here. Go close to that and see that tiny bird sitting on a branch of a tree and see that. Then you see, on that little tiny bird, there is a certain expression on the face. I was only seeing the big hill or the river, you say. So like that, anima, my dear son, Shvetaketu, there is a certain subtlety about you. Don't make the mistake of taking yourself to be this body, to be limited to. You have a body, you are a body on a certain level, but you are much more. Sa esha anima aitadatmyam idam sarvam. Idam sarvam, all this universe, entire universe, the spread of time and space actually has that subtle truth as the very self. Aitad atmyam. Atmyam means it is the Atma. That truth is the Atma. And it's an illusion that you take yourself to be a dust particle and the whole universe is unimaginably, unbelievably huge. No, it's the other way around. When you recognize that subtlety, the entire universe is in your awareness. That's what Vedanta says. If you are a beam of sunlight, to make an illustration, the entire universe is like dust particles shining in the beam of sunlight. Next time you meditate upon Atma, think of this illustration. I am the light, and all other gross objects, all my joy and sorrow, all my pride and shame, all my regret and fears, all of them are dust particles shining in the beam of light, and I am that beam of light. And all saying such things becomes truly meaningful to you if you are regular in the Vedanta study. Because well informed, well educated, having understood the Upanishads, these statements, whether it is what we said before, I am not the body, I am not the mind, Shivoham, or right now I am saying all these descriptions. I am not all those descriptions. The mind creates certain descriptions. People describe me in this or that way. People one day worship me as a holy person. Another day they may throw rotten eggs at me. I do not care about them. For I am the light that saw worship that day. I am the light that is seeing today rotten eggs. Mind may react. The mind has conditionings. The mind works by memory. The mind has the force of the past pushing it. But you are not the mind. Meditate upon it. Get it clarified by the competent teachers. Then once you have clarity, Saya eshaha anima aitadatme midam sarvam tat satyam. Every paragraph in those nine sections goes. Tat satyam. This Atma I am talking about to you is true. Tat satyam. Then Uddalaka specifically uses the word Sa Atma. Tat satyam Sa Atma. And then comes the most important statement. Having said that subtle truth pervading everything is Atma, Uddalaka says Tattvamasi. You are that subtlety. I am not talking of some subtle truth somewhere up in the air. You are that subtle truth, Tattvamasi, that you are, Shvetaketo. And in support of this, he gives certain simple examples. How a bird which is sitting upon, that's in another Upanishad. Here, Shakunihi Sutrena Baddhaha. A bird tied to a thread. One end of the thread ties the bird's legs, let us say, or bird's neck. Other end of the thread is tied to a pole. The thread, let us say, is 500 meters long, quite long. The bird can fly to the south or the north, west or the east, up to what distance? 500 meters. Adad nantra, uske baad, it says, I can't fly more. It comes back. It goes in another direction, 500 meters. It goes third direction. Finally it rests, tired of all its attempts to escape. The bird rests at the pole, at the bottom, at the base of the pole. Giving this example, Uddalaka says, you pursue money, this is my interpretation, making it simpler. You pursue power, you pursue good looks, you try to be ever young. All these are flying in different directions. None of them works. Money either goes away or somebody else starts controlling your money. You watch helplessly. You come back, and true happiness, true peace, you find at the base, at the very root of your existence, that is Satchit. And in the second paragraph, he talks about how honey bees go to different flowers and get the nectar, and all of them is mixed. Honey is made. In that honey, you can't know which drop is from the hibiscus flower, which drop in this honey that has been made is from rose, or, excuse my ignorance about botany, I can't think of a third flower really. I can throw 20 shlokas at you, but if any botanist asks me, Swamiji, I believe you are a scholar, tell me 10 flowers names. Jasmine, 4. Then I'll ask somebody, Sai Prakash, tell me some flower names. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Vedanta makes you accept your knowledge also lightly, not making an issue of it. It helps us take our ignorance also lightly, because the real gem is not in how much you know about this world, nor in ignorance. You are the light of both. I know and I do not know. So, in that honey, you don't know, it all is one. Like that, in all of us, there is this Atma, which is the one. One in all, one in many, no distinctions. We are women, we are men, they are Brahmins, they are Christians, and these are all on a different shallow level. On a deeper level, distinctions fade away. Atma Chintana, Atma Nishta consists in staying in that vision of oneness. He gives a third example, how Krishna and Kaveri and so many other rivers go into a single ocean, and once they have merged with the ocean, no difference at all. Once you realize what this Atma is, you will be totally free from all bias, because you don't see distinctions. Somebody who is sick, limps and comes towards you. Another who won the Miss India trophy yesterday comes in a very graceful manner. In your eyes, when you are anchored in the pure self, this Miss India, so charming, etc., and the other lady, let us say, who limped, could not even walk, and face also sad. No difference. You see both of them as the same radiant self, Shuddha Chaitanya Atma, in the form of Miss India or this sick person. Then there is the fourth example, how all that Uddalaka is talking about is not something jada, something inert. He says a tree, he gives the example of a tree. You cut a branch, the branch falls off, but the tree is still alive. Cut another branch, the tree is still alive. Finally, cut the tree at the very base. Then the tree, when separated from the very roots, it dries up. Shushyati, vrikshaha shushyati. So the jiva, the essence, is at its very base, at its very root. Giving such simple example, the point conveyed is, examples may have some limitations, but it's a pointer. The point conveyed is, you with your wealth, your house, your degrees, they're all like branches. Don't trust them so much. What is really valuable about you is not your body, not your bank balance, not what you are. I believe today morning some ex-mayor of Bengaluru corporation has been talked about. How many tons? Some tons of gold are in this house. So one time he was mayor, highly respected. Today now an investigation will start. All these are, a passing show. So the vriksha is not so much the branches. There is certain life which was in the tree that made the tree grow and give fruits and so on. Like that you are the Atma. Quickly, fifth one is, there is a workshop that Uddalaka conducts. Nowadays, if you say just a lecture, nobody will come. Saturday we have a 3-hour workshop. People will come. When I first heard that word long back, Vedanta workshop, somebody. I thought some spanners and screwdrivers, etc. will be given. We will be asked to open, something. Vedanta workshop. Nothing. It was again some more lectures, some more discussions, maybe some group activities. Whenever I have attended Param Vedanta, I like those activities. You get up and you move, and we were made into pairs also. In one of them on the Venerghatta road, I have never danced before or after that. During this, that gentleman has not come. What's his name? There is one guy. Prakash Gera. He pulled me. Come, Swamiji. And, he taught me how to dance. Let me not show it now. For about 10 minutes, everybody, 2 pairs were dancing. I also danced. So, Uddalaka conducts a workshop. Uddalaka says, my son Shwetaketu, go and get Nebgrodha Phalam, a fruit of the banyan tree. Shwetaketu goes and gets it. Bhindi, open it, break it. He opens it. There are tiny parts. Bhindi. Bhindi means break it. Bhindi and Chindi. Chindi means cut. Cheda. Bhindi is Bheda. Bheda, Cheda are cutting and breaking. So Bhindi. So he breaks. And one tinier part, smaller part. Then when he comes to the tiniest part, Uddalaka again says, "Dear son, bhindi, break it." Shvetaketu says, "I can't break it, it is so tiny. The workshop is over." Uddalaka says, "Like that, my dear son, most people, overwhelming majority of people are unable to see this truth of their being pure consciousness. They are so stuck with, I am this, I am that. These descriptions are the culprit. Use them for transactions, but for a few minutes every day, say to yourself, I want to sit quietly with no description of who I am. I will listen the chirping of the bird, I will watch the sunset, I will smell the fragrance or even bad smell around me. I will be aware of whatever there is really, but I will not encourage in my mind any description. Try that extremely hard, because we are all so self-conscious. I remember, I don't mind confessing, in early years of my speaking, I used to be very self-conscious. Whether I pronounced some word wrongly, whether I did a grammar mistake, whether I mentioned some year, somebody's birth year, let us say. It is all making of our mind. As you gain certain maturity, thanks to, various factors, sometimes as we get older, we become mature whether we want or not. All of us. I am at least very grateful to old age. Old age is really, in a natural way, we let go of certain worries. If I make a mistake, let us say, I didn't, but one speaker once, instead of saying all of you are immortal, he said all of you are immoral. And like you are laughing, so many people laughed. In olden days, suppose I had made such a mistake, I wouldn't have got sleep that night. What a mistake I made. Now, by God's grace, if I make such a mistake, similar mistake, if all of you laugh, I will be very happy. Finally, in a Vedanta lecture, I made people laugh. Vedanta lecture generally sends you to Shuddha Sushupti. So, Vedanta lecture, I made so many. I will pat myself on the back. I will not worry about what they think about me. How does it matter? Let them think of me as, nowadays he doesn't speak well. How does it matter? So, Uddalaka says, you are actually that subtlety, but people don't see it. My son, please see it. You are that subtlety, sukshma tattva, which is not affected by success or failure, which is not affected by what people say, which is not affected by whatever your own conditioned mind says. When the conditioned mind, you and I are conditioned. Even after gaining a lot of spiritual knowledge, the conditioned mind keeps whispering, keeps saying. It says, don't forget you are a Kannadiga. Don't forget you are a Kshatriya. Don't forget you are the most senior child of your family. Don't forget you studied from All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Something like that. When you have Vedantic maturity, that chatter of the mind doesn't go, but you will have the ability to look at them and smile inwardly, not on the face. Face may not be much different, but inwardly a certain insight. This conditioned mind is doing all this, but they are not the truth. The truth is I am the light. So that is the subtlety. And then Lavanametad Udake Avadhaya. Put some salt in water, says second part of workshop. So Shvetaketu actually puts some salt and stir it. And then father says, drink a little from the top. How is it? Salty. Drink a little from the middle. Drink a little from the bottom. Salty, salty, salty. Then Uddalaka says, you see, salt is not visible, but all water here is salty. Like that, the Satchidananda Atma is not visible like a glowing lamp or like a microphone, but it is everywhere. When you have the eyes to see it, in a manner of saying, if you can't see it with these eyes, you will see it. That's it. Then there are a couple of more examples. A certain man is blindfolded by thieves, and after robbing him, they take him with them, and they take him to some distant place, and then they open the blindfold and leave him and go away. He is so frightened. But he asks, I am from Gandhara Desha. Can you tell me directions to Gandhara Desha? I don't know where thieves brought me, robbers brought me. People say, oh, Gandhara Desha, it's a bit far, but go this way. Another person guides him again. That story is given, and through that the teaching is given. Vedanta also does the job of those kind people who guide him back to his hometown. There is the famous statement in that portion, Acharyavan Purusho Veda. When truly competent teachers come to your life, they will guide you. You will be able to return home. What is the home here? Self-knowledge. And where were you taken away? You were hijacked and left in a different place. In the story, in real life, we are caught in how great we are, how good we are, but people don't recognize, full of judgments. All of them are a shallow affair. And then there is the process of death described in the 8th, last but one example. The body slowly has certain changes, a process. First you stop hearing, then you stop thinking also. First I guess there's a sequence. Some eyes do not see. Doctors should see that portion and double check with modern medicine what it says. There's a sequence of somebody dying. Finally he is totally, clinically dead. As that is mentioned, the idea is at the physical level, at the mental level, change happens. But even in a dead body, there is the pure Satchit. That is the truth. Dead body also Satchit are there. Sat is expressing as the mass, Chit is not expressing. Ananda is not expressing. I'm sure you all have studied. Even in a stone, all three Satchit Ananda exist. But the stone, because we see it as a stone is, so Sat is expressive. Chit, not expressive. The stone doesn't say, I also see you. It doesn't say. Stone doesn't say, I'm so happy. No. So Chit and Ananda are not expressed. Sat is expressed. So, using the context of somebody dying, light is thrown on the continuous nature of the pure self. And then there is a moral teaching. A certain valuable is stolen, and 3-4 people are caught. And olden days, this was done, I believe. Some of you may believe in this story, some of you may take it as symbolic. Who stole that gold? Who stole that gold? Some authoritative people ask. Nobody says anything. Then the test is, they bring an axe, parachute axe, an iron axe, and that is heated red hot. And then they say, we will make everyone touch this. If you are telling a lie, your hand will be burnt. If you are telling the truth that you didn't steal, nothing will happen to the hand. And the one guy who actually had stolen but was telling a lie, as he touched, he gets burnt. Therefore he is caught. This could be like a symbolic story, or there could be some truth in these things. As you know, in Vikramaditya story, what is that? There is a simhasana, and on which you stand, you will be able to give right judgment. There is Vikramaditya Betala, So there are some beliefs like that. Beliefs apart, some limitations of the Drishtanta apart, as I introduced it, the 9th example that Uddalaka gives says to us that in being truthful, being honest, I would add one, even if you are not honest to others, for heaven's sake, be honest to yourself. The problem with a lot of us is, before we deceive somebody, we deceive ourselves. In our privacy, when nobody is watching us, we do things with which our own conscience doesn't agree. So those who have a certain moral eminence, they will realize this truth. So let me conclude saying this Shashta Adhyaya, which has Shvetaketu and Uddalaka Samvada, is a very wonderful classic piece of Vedantic teaching. If you have the time and the patience to study selected portions of Shankara's commentary on it, don't have to read every line, then the joy of studying that will be 10 times more. As you gain certain new ways to see things, to see yourself. The unburdening, Vedanta is about unburdening. You get unburdened of so many worries, so many regrets, so many things about which either you feel sad, what happened in the past, and then there are many things what may happen in the future, and you are worried, you are afraid. Swami Chinmayananda always used to say, anxiety about future and regrets of the past. And you and I, Jivatma is filled with them. In the Atma, Shuddha Atma, you are unburdened of all those. You walk free. Like Adam Osborne, even when another person says, so sorry to see you like this, you would say, what are you talking? I am in bliss. That is Vedanta's strength. I compliment all of you for being on this path. May Lord Shiva bless you. May Sri Shankara bless you all with true and steady progress towards that great clarity. Once you have clarity about the Vedanta's teaching, nothing else is needed. No other conditions. Caste, creed, gender, whether you know Sanskrit or not, whether, so many, generally we give importance to so many things. Whether you started learning Vedanta at the age of 12 or you just began the other day when you crossed 83, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Those are all given importance in immature, treatment of the topic. If I ask you, when did you start attending Param Vedant? Oh, I was already 68. No chance. When I ask another young lady, when did you? Oh, actually, I started coming when I was 26, but in between there was a break and now I am 33. At such a young age you have taken, I pat you. Great. Then no problem with you, there's a problem with me then. If I see the looks and the age and the wealth and the color of the skin and all those, Vedanta, you can start studying in age 93, and if your mind opens up, before you step into age 94, you can be enlightened. I tell you, I am not exaggerating. Vedanta requires a receptive, open mind. Just like in Bhakti Marga, it is said repeatedly, nothing else matters. You truly love God. You love God, asking for nothing. You just ask God, with all love, God, I only ask for more love towards you. See that I love you more. Then if, as per those words, if you really are in that kind of condition, God will sit at your feet. That's what the Bhakti Purandaradasa and all of them say. Right? So very similar. In Jnana Marga, never worry about Sanskrit, but if you plan to attend classes, I encourage, okay, go if you can. Never worry about all those, externalities. When you started, how long you have been studying. You can overtake, speakers like me who have been talking on Vedanta for 40 years. Because these 40 years he has been teaching Vedanta. He taught Vedanta in foreign countries, etc. It has no connection with, it has nothing to do with, freedom. You could be in a small village. At the end, let me say, Ramana Maharshi, from the age of 17, till the age of 71, he was in Tiruvannamalai only. Many people must have called him, please come to Chennai, there are nice places to see. and very good food is available at such and such place. They must have definitely told him. He must have smiled at them. I am already in Chennai. Chennai is in me, he might have said. Madras at that time. So, sorry if I have taken much more time. I hope it doesn't cause much inconvenience to you. At the end, I compliment all of you for making this program possible, and I wish you steady progress in spiritual understanding. Om Namah Shivaya.